AGS Ultimage, brought to you by Essentia Oils and Essences. Infuse your environment with their natural Reiki and crystal-infused Yogini Girl essential oil sprays to lift the energy of your space and body. Available in 4 unique scents: invigorating citrus and herb bliss, soothing floral calm, intoxicating and sensual love, and classic clearing. Try one today.
Hey Cancers, this is Hal for HES Ultimage, and this is your channeled forecast for the month of December. I do personal readings. If you want one, you can go to my website, hesultimage.com, spelled just like the channel. They start at just $20. Alright. Okay, so getting into your message. One cannot get ahead without others. This is like the key thesis, if you will, of the month. Key lesson. Alright. So you must have others around to continue to challenge you and make you grow. All right, this is the big, big message of December for you guys, okay? All right. If you want a challenge, bring in people who are different. This is an idea. All right. So it's like, that's like a strong insinuation to you to seek people who are different from you in December to begin forming alliances with. All right. And I'll get into this deeper, but basically you're being called upon to find people from either different backgrounds from you or different interests than you. Just people who are different from you. So maybe they have different kinds of jobs, or maybe they're from different cultural backgrounds, or maybe they are from any other number of different backgrounds, all right? Or different life experiences, all right? The idea is, or maybe you know somebody's from the country and you're from the city. Like, it can be any kind of difference, all right? But the idea is this difference is of great value, and this has to be something that you're going to start perceiving in December, and what you're seeking in December is the most important thing. So be seeking it, okay? All right, next part of that. Take it easy and don't rush, all right? So that's the first thing, is like, you don't have to become best friends with this new person or these new people who are different from you or represent contrast to who you are. All right, and it's not about finding people you think you won't get along with. It's about finding people who you think you will get along with, but from different backgrounds, okay? That represent different skills or different ideals or different points of view, all right? Again, so take it easy and don't rush, but then you can build and decide where you want to go with those relationships. This could also be in love relationships as well. It's up to you to decide, you know, where that might be of greater benefit to you, or what winds up popping up, basically. Because, you know, you might wind up having an interaction and then have something greater to that. But anyhow, the idea is this month it's about really getting out of your comfort zone, getting to know people, or even introducing yourself to people who are different. Where you might go, normally I wouldn't have, you know, interacted with this person, but I'm seeing, or will see rather, how they can really help me grow and change and everything like that, because that's the other big part of the message, okay? But again, it's not about like having to wrangle people and like be like, oh my god, be my BFF now. It's not about that. It's about making introductions, kind of like your first dates, if you will, but it's for friendship, you know, or working relationships, or for some people, yes, for some people, like romantic relationships. All right. People will always be important in helping you see yourself, okay? So you can change when you need to, sometimes in ways you wouldn't expect. All right, so this is the big, big key thing coming through, okay? The idea is when we are involved with people who are different from us, it can shine a light on different parts of ourselves that normally we wouldn't, or give us perspective that we wouldn't normally have. Now, I'm going to give you an example that most people don't think about. Usually when people think about people being different from them, they think they're going to judge them in a negative light and everything like that. On the flip side, you know, when you have when you build friendships with people who can have different perspective, like even just by the nature of being a different person with different experiences and a different look, like, because people view you from the outside, not the inside. So their perceptions of you are generated not from what you would think, which are your thoughts and your feelings, but from your actions, and from what you share. All right. And that can be a powerful thing. And literally, I'll tell you this example is me and my one friend this one time, and we'd been friends for a while, at least a good few years. And she and I, all of a sudden, we got into this conversation about the positive things about people. And all of a sudden, we started sharing with each other all these really great traits that we both had, and how, like, people see us very differently than we see ourselves, like in the best of ways. We both have very similar planets, so we're both very self-critical, so it kind of worked out that we could both show each other how good we come off to people instead of so bad. But I mean, this is what I'm trying to give as an example to show you that, not everybody has to shine a light on criticizing you literally, but rather saying, well, you have all of this going for you, okay? A person with a different perspective can help you with that. Or they can go, why don't you try this? Because I think you'd be good at it. Or why don't you go to this restaurant? Or why don't you do this or that? And it's not about them commanding you or you being commanded. It's about being open-minded, okay? And having people in your life who can expand your horizons, okay? And not only expand your horizons in terms of interests or going out and doing things, but also through conversation, through perspective about life, through perspective about work and other things that you talk about with people when you're having like true, authentic communication and like very deep and authentic expression to one another. Now again, like, and also people can highlight to you your identity, because I always say this too about one of my closest friends, but it's always nice to have people in your life who sometimes can see you clearer than you see yourself. And sometimes that can be somebody who you know for just like a few months or a few days or a few years or decades. But sometimes we get so caught up in our own mental process that we lack clarity that somebody else could give us like that. And again, it's about connecting with people who you feel an authentic connection with, even though they might not actually share all. It's like okay, I'll word it this way too. Some people would say, I'd never want to date someone who's like me because I want to date somebody who's different from me and can contribute to my life in different ways. It's the same way with friendships, okay? Like, not everybody wants to date somebody or be friends with somebody who's just them, because then you aren't being challenged and you're not growing and you don't get the vivid color of life and of perspective and experience, because experience matters too. And that dimension of experience through another, all right? So these are all the benefits that I'm just highlighting to you. But again, it's about, again, somebody who is different, or people, like more than one, who are different from you, that can be enriching your life and your perspective, because perspective was very important. All right. Your inside is shifting according to your path. And your inside, I mean your identity, okay? According to your path, or what I would call your timeline, okay? Helping you get things done. This is the other thing. People are brought in to trigger us, always. Whether they're people who make us angry or upset, or people who make us happy and have fun with them and make us laugh. People are always brought in to trigger us. In this case for you, you want to bring in people to trigger you in ways that you haven't been before, because they come from different experience and different perspective and have more diversity compared to maybe what you're experiencing currently, or just adding somebody new to your, register of friends and allies and partners. Because this could also be somebody who could be a partner in a project, given the time. Again, it's not about rushing anything. All right. People can compel you to see yourself clearly, and also where you need to evolve. Okay, so sometimes this could literally be somebody's pushing you to do your best or to be better, but in a way that's loving, okay? Because this is always a misconception. Like, I think people always think that if people want to give us inspiration by saying that they see more in us than we do, that it's like a negative criticism. It depends on the tone and the intention behind it. And it's pretty obvious to tell when that's going on. But again, it's authentic connections, but that come from people who don't represent your same exact life and lifestyle or life path. And that's very enriching and very diversifying towards your perspective and identity. And again, this thing about like showing you where you need to evolve too, because that's the big thing that I got too, is that, you know, this is all about helping you through triggering and experiences with friends and allies and partners, how you will be able to grow and change to suit your own future, okay? All right. Okay, yeah, and again, it's about just giving you pushes, you know, pushing you to reach for more within yourself or to discover um, how much you already have, all right? Okay, so that said, again, I do personal readings, hesultimage.com, and that said, I wish you a friend-filled December, and I will see you later.